What up, guys? So we got the rest of the interior, meaning the panels, all inside the 442. I'm waiting for some carpet, so we might as well start working on some things on my bus. So this is just kind of like fill work, but it is some content. So what we got in is we got actually a bunch of stuff in, not a bunch, but we got our vent windows in, our seals. I'm gonna attempt one of these mirrors. So I got the big elephant mirrors, so I put the clamps on here to hold the hinge together, because you actually take the bolt out and then the mirror is also the door hinge pin. So let me show you. So there it is. And I bought everything from the Wolfburg West. Pricing was good, so why not? So now it's a big mirror. It should go like that. So I'm going to pull you in here and we'll start taking this apart. So they make oversized mirror pins, but my doors actually don't droop at all. So I just got the stock ones. Man, that was easy enough. I think I'll do the other one. That was easy. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that. I guess not. Okay, let me see what else we're gonna do. There's the rebuilt brand new 0 mile 1600cc engine that came with the bus. Come to find out, the motor that's in the bus is actually a 1200cc. So we are going to get that up on the engine stand. I actually ordered a piece. So I ordered this piece. So it goes into here, and this is actually made for a bench. So you would like bolt it to the top of the bench. I do not want that way. I want this actually on an engine stand. So this part I'm ditching, and I'm just using this right here. I'm modifying one of my engine stands to accept this, but can still be used for a regular motor and not so much the Volkswagen. So how this bolts in, well, we'll get to it when we get to that part. I'll show you what I'm doing so far, and then we'll bring it right back after, and then we'll start putting the motor up on the stand. Hopefully it'll work. All right, guys. So this is just a Harbor Freight 1,000-pound engine stand. This is the old stand that I have. I did get a new stand yesterday. Harbor Freight, I had a 20% off coupon or whatever, so I welded a nut on there. So this will lock it into place. You know, I can rotate it. And then here is the original piece that goes in there. And what I did was I actually welded a piece of angle inside to make that hole smaller on both sides. So now I'm going to paint it. Now when you slide it in there like that, you tighten that down, but it still gives you the other side to put the arms on it to do whatever you want with a regular engine. And then this piece slides right in like that. Doing this with one hand. And you tighten that down. And there it is. So this T handle was off that old setup for the bench that came with it. It's a 3/4 inch nut. I don't know the thread size. I just know that that's what that is. And then you can undo that, and then it spins around, and you lock it into place. So I can spin this whole engine independently from this, right? So even though you move this and this can spin, this cannot spin because the screw or the bolt goes down in and holds this in place and then tightens that in place. So that is what it is in a nutshell. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stick this on the engine. So as you're looking at the back of the engine, you want to put it on the right side. So that would be in the vehicle, that would be on the driver's side. Since this is this one right here, after looking at the engine code, is an AH block, which means that it is a Type 1, 70, 73, 74, 1600 dual port engine. So Type 1 meaning the Beetles, like the Super Beetles or Beetles or whatever. The buses are known as Type 2. So Type 1, Type 2, 3, 4, it goes by what the vehicle is, not the engines, right? But anyway, so this goes on the driver's side of the back of the motor. And these use M10s by 1.50. Okay, that bottom one I need a spacer. I need an 1.5 inch spacer. So to make up, because those threads don't go all the way down. So let me make up a spacer real quick and I'll be right back. 1.5 inch spacer. there, that's how you modify the Harbor Freight stand to accept the Amazon VW stand. And there it is. Okay guys, so we got the engine on the stand. I added this little guy right here. So this is from the original Harbor Freight stand, and I just drilled a 1/2-inch hole through there just as like a safety latch. So I did that so you can spin the motor like this or like that. Drop the pin upside down, drop the pin all the way around. So every quarter turn I put that in there just for an added measure. But there it is. So I now have my 1600 up on the stand, off the ground. Nice, nice. So now what I want to try to get into here is back here, the latch for the trunk or for the thing doesn't quite get into its spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you guys up here as best I can and shine a little light on the situation and show you how that's supposed to be versus how it is right now. And then we'll go into there and I'll show you the 1200 motor, 1200 cc motor. Yeah, so let's get into it. So first off, I'll show you this 1200 cc motor. So with the engine code starting off with 9, that means that this is a 1200 cc. It is dual port, which is kind of surprising to be honest with you. Little single barrel carburetor, but as you can see, all the tins are not incorrect. That's for the heater box. This is actually supposed to go from here to there on both sides. Over on this side, same deal. It's got a bunch of holes in there. Nothing's really hooked up right. What I'd like to know is if I can use this pulley for the other motor. The other one has a different fuel pump. It already has the distributor, but there's a coil, all that. But I'm finding a couple of the tins. I found these tins up above in a box. I found the doghouse up above, which has the oil cooler on the outside of the doghouse. So that's always nice. And this has been upgraded to an alternator. So this is a 12-volt alternator. I'm pretty sure I can use that. But anyway, so what we're going to work on is over here. This is going to be really hard to show you guys, but I'm going to try my best. So stick with me. Let me set up the camera tripod here somehow so I can get this. So here we are. So this piece right here, it requires a 13 mil screw that holds this up. So it's a shouldered bolt. So that comes down. And then that. Oh. It shouldn't be that hard, but there's a spring right here. So it loops up on the top half, and then this part slides into it. And then on the back side of this is like a little ledge, like a little foot. So it's supposed to go up and sit. The spring pushes it forward, and then it sits on this rail right here, this little slide. But there seems to be an extra piece. think right there, that little guy right there is holding it up from springing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to smooth that out. This whole thing it looks like it needs to come out more. I did find the seal that goes all the way around this. So let's just random bolts. Okay, it's okay. Okay. So yeah, there's a few things I gotta figure out that's going on here. Okay, so there's the harness for the lights. That's for the battery. Yeah, I'm gonna probably swap out the battery to a Ultima red top, just because it's a sealed battery, and yeah, I like that better. It looks like you can put dual batteries in it, one on that side too. It has the same opening, but I know this side is where this battery is supposed to go. But anyway, so let's get to figuring this one out. That's how it's supposed to work. Just like that. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to undo the bracket, or I'm going to undo my bungee cord to hold this up, and then we'll see if I fix that. So you lift it up, you push it, and it should come down. Turn it up, and it should push forward. Yep, that's it. So with these buses, honestly, there's not a lot to them. It just takes a couple minutes to look at the piece, how it's supposed to work. I mean, the gentleman that had this before used to have a rope that used to hold this up because he didn't know that that's how it worked. So just a couple, really, how long did that take? Maybe 5 minutes? And it's working. Perfect. So staying with the back of the bus here, this doesn't shut. He gave me the piece for it and says, hey, just put this in somehow and it'll work. So I'm going to take this all apart, this latch right here, and see what we come up with. It's basically just a 10mm. It looks like this slides off, this slides off. And then there's 2 Phillips heads right here that takes the latch off. what happens. This isn't the right one for this. So this is way too big. So that's how it's supposed to sit, is inside that, right? So in order for this to sit in there, that has to be opened up. So this one screw is actually in the way it hits it. So I have to notch this out. It is. Perfect. It works. Before I put the seal in, I want to clean all that out, like the rust, obviously. So I'm not going to get to the seal today. Perfect. Let me tighten that up too. These channels were all clean, so I used some of my weather stripping that I had here, and I just laid it in there all the way down and all the way up along the top. So that's all, yeah, right there, all up in there. So I already laid in the weather stripping. So I just tightened up that handle. Key should lock that. Or not. That's the key. That's not the key for that. Look at this. Alright guys, so I cleaned out the rusted areas. I'm just going to put some rust converter into here because I do have the back window. So I'm just going to do that now just so it sets, because this stuff takes a while to set up. I'll probably be doing this, and I'll do the right where the seal goes in the engine bay. So you've seen me use this stuff before. So once I get this all coated in here, and then after it dries, whatever, I'm just going to clean up. It had duct tape on it. It actually ripped the paint off it. So I'm going to clean that, and up here it's actually sticky from to cover this up. So let me just do this, and then I'll do around there. And then yeah, this video is kind of all over the place, I know that. but I'll organize it all once I edit it. Yeah. So that's done. The bottom part is done. So now all this white, that white will come right off. That's when they painted all the jams and stuff. But you have to use lacquer thinner. Definitely wear a glove. See? Wipes right off. That looks way more better. Definitely be in a well ventilated area. You kind of get the idea. I mean, really, just let the old bus be an old bus. Alrighty guys, so sorry about my neighbor mowing the lawn, but that's just how it is where I live. So there's a, so you know these windows right here, these are, I think they're called, I found out they were called sun-railed windows. So this is what makes this panel van an easy camper, was these guys right here. So they used to have like aluminum drip, they call them drip caps right there. To find those is kind of like hen's teeth that originally came with the bus. But a gentleman told me about a place called vintagetrailer.com, and they sell them. This is obviously painted white, but this is aluminum. It's very thin. That's the only thing I'm kind of negative about. They're not the best. I mean, they're not the best quality, right? I mean, it is what it is. But these are 22.5 inches long. They only had one in stock. As you can see, I need 5, but they had one. So I wanted to test it before I bought all of them whenever they get them in stock. So that's kind of how they go. Just like that. So those get attached right there. And it has a little lip on there, and it catches the rain and moves it off. Actually, this just came in. I just saw the mailman go by. So I got this. And then they also had like the vintage window cranks for these guys. But there's the website, Vintage Trailers. So I only bought one of these as well because I wanted to see if it would work. If it would work on one, then I'll get the other 3, and then we'll check that out. It looks just like it. So I'm going to pull one out here real quick, and then we'll see if it fits. So I do not know how these work at all. I just know that they're not working. So here we go. So it looks like it goes up. So I think it goes like that. Yep. Okay. So it goes like that. So obviously these are way bigger, but if they'll work, they'll work. So this goes into the channel, and it looks like this guy kind of punches in like that, and that sets inside there. So let's see what we can do. So no, these will not work. Okay. I need this style. Yeah. Okay. See inside there? The teeth are all chewed up. Yep, that's the problem. Basically when people try to close this, it looks like when they close it, they then crank it down, right? So it can't, it doesn't have any teeth to grab into. Maybe if I had a little mini Dremel, I could just get in there and but, so that's not gonna work. Okay, worth a try. Alright guys, so I haven't given up on this. I actually cut the little ear off it and made it more shallower right here. So I'm going to see if this will fit in there and if it'll work, because this is my best shot at this. So I just wanted to show you that I did cut it down. Before it was a big hump. Now it's that. Okay guys, so that hole was really small, so I had to lengthen the hole so the crank can actually come back and sit inside itself. So the new piece is like this long. So that was plenty of there to do that. So let's try this again. Here you go. I'm setting you up. So the problem was when you crank it down, it didn't have enough big enough slot to come through right here. So I think I got it. So it's about slotting this larger for that right there to work. I got it to work. Just takes a minute, look at everything, and figure it out. Heck yeah. And there it is. Well, looks like I'm ordering 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll get all of them to work. That's what I'm talking about. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up. It's really crappy weather out today. It's raining. It's pretty horrible. We have some family coming in anyway. I know this video was kind of all over because I was just trying to get a bunch of little things done that needed to get done. I'm glad I got the rear hatch working now. All the rust in those channels taken care of, so I can put the trunk seal back in, or the engine lid seal. A little bit of work, fine tuning, and got the latch all working. And now it opens and closes and stays open and stays closed. I've got the elephant mirrors on. There's way better, way more better. And I'm really excited actually over everything that I got done. I'm really excited for the window cranks. Figuring out how that works, what I had to do to modify the original ones to make it work in and out. That is sweet, because those things just kind of rattle around. And the whole point of this is I'm just letting the bus be the bus. Meaning, I don't plan on painting it right away, like taking it all apart and getting it all like pristine look. Really, that orange is the exact same orange as my 54 COE that I traded it for. I actually sprayed a little part, you can see it down there, just to see how it would blend out. And that's it. So basically I'm going to go around like I showed you over on the other side, clean all that primer off, because I think that's just can primer. It comes off very easily with thinner, so I'm thinking it's just can primer or a lacquer based type primer. Clean all that stuff off. I know that he replaced that whole bottom rocker panel when he did the floors. Same on the other side. So when I saw the pictures of it before it was all primed, it was only like up to about here. So I don't know why he primed the whole thing. You know, maybe he had plans of doing the whole thing all nice. So I'm just going to let it be what it is. And the other thing was getting that engine stand, the Harbor Freight engine stand, to work with the Amazon VW mount. So that's pretty good too. Got the 1600 up out of the way. So that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. I know this is a quick little video of little things here and there, but maybe some people will get some better ideas of how to do certain things, right? So thanks again, and go on, build something cool. Catch you on the next one. Bye.